Hi, and welcome to build video number 5 of the 2020 CFMoto C-Force 600 Mud Edition. Unfortunately, this week I did not get the radiator relocate and snorkel kit in yet. I'm thinking it might be a couple more weeks before it comes in. I have some other filler parts to do in the build in between, but I have not received those yet either. So I would rather than not doing a video for this week, figured I would do a comparison video and just talk about my personal feelings between the 600 and the 800 I just acquired. Now, I want to say, as usual, that I want to thank Excite Motorsports and Vestal New York for their help and support here. We will be doing a mud build on the 800 as well, just like the 600, but I will not start the mud build on the 800 until I have finished the 600. That being said, so I wanted to talk about the difference between the 600 and 800. Prices might vary depending on location and country, obviously, but I want to talk about the 600, we'll call it, for rough figures, a retail of between $6,000 and $6,500, depending on where you are and what the prices they have them listed at. And then we will talk about the retail on the Camel 800. They are both 2020s. This is the 800. In the US, they only come in a 2-seat version, where the 600 you can choose single seat or 2-seat. The 800 will call for rough numbers in the Camel version, roughly $10,000. Or $9,500, I should say. I think it's $9,500. So you're talking a difference of roughly $3,000. Now, some people might say, what do I really get for a difference of $3,000? Well, my 600 has a lift kit in it. It also has 28-inch tires. The 800 is completely stock. So I'll talk about some of the difference I've noticed between driving the two of them around. And I haven't done any mud riding yet with them, but I'll just talk about subtle differences with driving them around. The 800 and 600 are roughly, if you can tell from the front end of this one and the rear end of this one, about the same height. Now remember, I have larger tires and a lift kit on the 600, so the 800 comes a little bit higher up. You're going to get a little bit nicer look with the higher quad, if you want to call it. Do you really get any gains? I don't know. I haven't measured the stock clearance heights on them. I'm just, like I said, doing this video now to give people something to think about and talk about if you're looking at getting a 600 or an 800. Now, with the 600, you can get that blue color. The 800, you cannot get the blue. I believe the 800 is camel, which is about $500 more, gray, or orange. I do have to say, I did get the camel because I do love having camel stuff, but the camel is it's almost like a hydro dip, so there's really not a clear coat on it. I have a feeling that I am going to run into some problems here if I don't keep it real waxed up when I go mudding with the mud coming off and maybe making it fade, but that's a pure guess. The one thing I can say I noticed from the camel, and like I said, I will not only point out all the good things I see about CFMoto, but I will point out things here where I see that they could probably do a better job at. And I'm not going to say it's anything negative, it's just that they could probably do a better job. With the paint on the 600, it is extremely, I don't know the good word, but we'll just call it slippery. Nothing really sticks to it very easy. The clear coat on this is amazing with this automotive paint, and stuff does not stick to it. Where I believe if you get the camo, no matter what version you get, you're going to get stuff to stick a little bit more. Now, the problem I did notice with the camo so far on a few things is, if you can see in here, do you see those little white spots there? And you see some white spots here, like the scratch almost. Around a lot of the corners, if you look at the corner here, see the white spots down there? Around a lot of the corners on the hydro dip, they either scratched it or left out a little edge, or it didn't hydro dip correctly. If I had to do it again, I guess I probably wouldn't get a camel, but unfortunately they did not offer the blue, and that's the one I really wanted, in the 800. So to pay $500 more and get the hydro dip, which really doesn't have a clear coat, I guess is probably something I wouldn't do next time. That being said, if you stick with the stock automotive painted one, they do an amazing job. This 600, I really haven't found any major or even minor blemishes or problems on here that I can even complain about on the paint. So that doesn't really have anything to do with the 800, like I said. That's more either one. It doesn't matter which one you order. If you order the camo, you're going to get a hydro dipped, and I would say that the quality on the hydro dip is not as good as the automotive quality, the automotive paint. So maybe in the future I would only purchase the automotive paint until maybe they start doing some nice clear coats on the hydro dip. The second thing you're going to get with this one compared to the 600 is you're going to have projector lights. They are bright. I thought that the lights on the 600, the LEDs, were bright. The lights on the 800 are crazy bright. So if you do a lot of night riding, you're going to get, a noticeable difference here with the projectors. Now remember, you're going to justify a $3,000 difference. So in the $3,000 difference, we have a tool-up instead of the single seat. That being said, you can purchase a 600 in a tool-up, so it depends which version you want, but you're only going to get the tool-up with the 800. With the tool-up, it's really nice. They got the aluminum foot pegs still, the step riser for a higher seat, grab handles, a nice seat that conforms to the body and helps keep you in there, and you're still going to get your rear rack. You're still going to get all your accessories you had on the 600. You're still going to get your winch. You're still going to get your, everything's LED. You're still going to get a lot of the, the bumper, front and rear bumpers. On this 800, these are actually stainless on the stock ones. You're still going to get a lot of those aftermarket hand guards, stuff like that all come stock, so I won't really go through that. I'm going to talk about the main difference I noticed just driving around so far. The biggest thing I'm going to say is the suspension. When you go to the 800, you're going to get a triple adjustable suspension. This is a YIT, Y-I-T, I think it's a Y-I-T, a YIT shock. It's YIT. It's got dampener suspension. It's got spring suspension adjustments. So you got an adjustment at the bottom here. There's an adjustment here on the actual stock, coil spring to make it a little bit more. You could make it more or less tense on the spring, and you have a dampener adjustment and your rebound adjustment. So you have 3 suspension adjustments on each side. On the 600, you're just going to have your spring, your typical spring adjustment at the bottom here, to make these stiffer or looser. It's a big difference in the ride. The 800 rides a lot smoother. Now, that's not 100% accurate because I do have a lift kit and 28-inch mud tires on this right now, so the suspension rides a little bit tougher now that you ride around with those mud tires on. But I have to say that the suspension on the 800 feels amazing riding it around. It really does. It holds up well. So suspension is going to be the one big thing you're going to get when you switch over. You're going to get 200 cc's extra. Obviously you go from a 600 to an 800, you're getting 200 more cc's of power. You're going to get some of these stock CV guards. They come stock on here where they don't on the 600. You're not going to get that stock CV guard on there. The front's got a little plastic guard up here. Doesn't do a whole lot. I don't know. It's plastic. You'll see how it holds up. You're going to get larger tires. You're going to go from a stock 12-inch rim to a 14-inch rim. The tire size is still a 26 on these, but you got a 14-inch rim, so when you put aftermarket tires on it, it'll be a lot. You'll have a 14-inch rim instead of your 12-inch rim. Is it a big price difference? I don't know. Here's what I will go back to now again. The 800 has 200 more cc's. Some people are like, 200, what's that? Well, you went from a single cylinder 600 to a V-twin 800. I will personally tell you the V-twin 800 has a lot more oomph to it. As soon as you get on that throttle, that thing's got some oomph. So if you're going for speed and you're going for power, that's where you're going to get your difference in your price. You went from a single cylinder to a V-twin 800. So you're going to notice a bunch more there on the ump. If you're going to ride a two-seater, I would probably get the 800 as well, because, you know, then again, you got that single cylinder 600, and if you try to get two people on it and you're really pushing around, if you're doing mud riding, I wouldn't advise it. That's why I have the single seater. If you're just riding on, you know, country roads, you might be all right. I am putting a clutch kit as well in the 600. In the future videos, you will see I have a clutch kit ordered. As soon as I get it, I will start taking the video for it. It's going to be a mud clutch kit, which I have been told will put in a noticeably amount of difference. Now with this thing pushing these big mud tires around, you know, it's a little slower and doesn't have the pickup like it had stock tires. So we will see how that does, and I'll give you a comparison video on that. As for some of the other differences, you know, you're going to find small differences. The 800 is not going to come with as much storage. The two storage compartment, the one storage compartment over there is not there on the 800. You only have the rear storage compartment, which is going to be back here. You also don't have a full rear bumper. You just have a little bump bar here. But I do want to talk about something here with the CF Motos. Everyone wants to talk about cheap Chinese. These are not cheap Chinese. Do you know a manufacturer that sends you an anti-rattle adjustment on your hitch? I mean, this is stock, completely stock. The hitch comes with it. The hitch receiver comes with it. They come with an anti-rattle adjustment on it. So to say that they don't, you know, their engineers don't think about how their product is going to go out there and be tested and used is a little crazy, because I have not seen a manufacturer that sends an anti-rattle on their hitch. I don't even know of an aftermarket manufacturer that sends an anti-rattle on their hitch. It's the small things that are going to come, you know, into play here when you start talking about these, competing with the Can-Ams and competing with the Polarises. I do believe that they're going to compete pretty well. And as soon as the U.S. aftermarket accessory market blows up for these CF Motos, you're going to see a lot of these guys out there competing with them and probably doing pretty good. We have not tested them in the mud. I will do videos later on with that, but I did want to show off the 800 that I got. Like I said, I'm not going to do too detailed of a video on the 800. I just wanted to show, you know, the major difference I noticed was 100% the suspension is different, 100% the power is different. For $3,000, is it worth it to me? We'll find out. When I do a full mud build on the 600 and a full mud build on the 800, we'll put it to the test. We'll see what, you know, the 600, if that single cylinder can still push its way through, or if the V-twin's really going to come in and walk through it a lot easier than that, you know, single cylinder 600. Obviously, you're going to pay more money for a difference in engine, a bigger engine, and obviously you're going to get a little bit more power and torque out of a bigger engine. It's just nice to switch from a single cylinder over to a V-twin. I won't do any more for this week. Please like, subscribe, share, check out the Facebook, check out the build. If you're interested, check out Excite Motorsports. Thanks again, Rock Sales and Service, for the tires on the CF Moto 600. I will be putting similar tires on the 800, but like I said, this is the 600 build page, so I won't talk too much about this 800. I just wanted to show it off and show some of you guys that might be interested in the differences, you know, up here in person. If you have questions, shoot me a message, ask something if you want me to review. Like I said, I will be doing a clutch kit on the 600. I eventually will be doing a clutch kit on the 800 as well. I will be doing a radiator and radiator relocator and snorkel kit on the 600. I'm just waiting for that part to come in. After that, there will be a couple little custom parts I'm going to do on the 600, not really performance parts, but that build will be mostly done for now until we get out there and start testing and I see if there's anything else I need to do. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys commenting. I appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. Check out the Facebook, you know, check out Excite Motorsports if you're looking at CF Moto. And if you want me to review anything, or if you see new products out there that I haven't purchased yet, or if you want me to take a look at them, shoot me a message or send me the links, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks again, and have a great day, guys.